just give them 2 minutes because I see the numbers are increasing.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. I need 2 minutes.
Okay, now 2 minutes, Hazim.
Yep, and
Okay, it's 10. How many joined this session actually?
we are expecting 20 plus.
Oh, half, okay.
I think it's because it's
Alright.
Friday and soon they'll be coming in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got
Alright.
it. Right. And that's the case, and I go and do I need to stack up my laptop? Yeah. No lah, I think it's okay. Yes, well, hi, I'm Stephanie. So while waiting for the other half to join us, we can have a chit-chat session, right? Any one of you have actually heard of MBTI, or if you have done it before by, introduced by your professor or, from your other colleagues, friends, and all that? Any one of you have done it before? I need to go to chat to see your right. Okay. Oh, are you muted? You are all muted. Cannot talk, is it?
They can unmute themselves.
They can. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
can.
Okay. My volume. Okay. Is it better? Okay. Yes. Somebody say. Sharina say yes. Not yet explore. Okay. We will have a session today. Yeah. Let's find out. Only 2 and 3. I recall someone, right? Your Pak. Is it pronounced as E? Pak E. I hope I pronounced it correctly. You raised your hand, right, just now? So you have done it before? Okay, right. It's recorded already. Okay. Externally inofficial. Oh, Susie, no worries. We will explore it together, right? Unfortunately, this is not a pay session, right? So it's also inofficial, right? So the link that I will give you all later, is a free test link. So free test link, basically they are limited to a number of questions. Yeah, right. So if you do want to get it official or maybe even certified as a certified trainer, right? If you look at my slide, it's actually given by the company that I joined. Yeah, I took the course in 2009. Yes, you can get it official, right? So this is also inofficial, yeah, right. So to let you know a little bit more so that you can understand your students, maybe even yourself, people around you, yeah, right. It could be your spouse, your children, your boyfriend, girlfriends, right? Yeah, so let's give them another. Oh, it's already 4 minutes. 14 people now, including myself. So how should we?
Yeah, I think we should start. We should respect
should
the one
start,
who come early. Yeah.
Okay, right. So I'm just going to cancel this and go to my slide. Okay, let's see. How do I? Right. So as I mentioned just now, right? So this MBTI is not official, yeah, right? So if you look down here, at the bottom right, can you see CPP Asia Pacific? Yeah, so this is the company that I joined, took the course in 2009. At that time it was ringgit 9K. Yeah, so now I'm not sure. I'm sure there are more institutions that can actually, provide you this kind of training to get you certified. If not at that time, we can actually pay them, not certified, to do the test. They will actually call you from US to actually, like explain to you, have a Q&A sessions if you have any questions and all that. But like I say, I'm sure 209 is more than 10 years, a decade ago. I'm sure there are plenty more institutions that can actually offer this kind of training if you want to be certified, or if you want to make it like, really official to know your type, right? Okay, let's move on. So today's session, right? So now, MBTI basically is for you to, like I say, to know yourself better, right? Now, in order to know people around you, you first of all need to gauge and understand yourself. Then you are able to, explore. Oh, my colleagues like that. Why like that? My child like this. Why my child behaves such a way? Why my boss? Why my student? Yeah. So to understand, to be more aware, to know about yourself, then you are able to better gauge people around you. Yeah, how is it? Why is it? We are different. Yeah, or maybe we are similar in that sense, right? So this is the MBTI instrument, right? The agenda today is the introduction, the very brief one, and then you'll be given a link to do the self test. It's a free test, yeah, no worries, you don't have to pay. So there are 4 pairs of dichotomy after you have completed the test, right? So which means that you would get 4 letters and percentage, yeah, 2 extreme end, yeah, let's say for example E and I, you get a percentage on the left side and the right side. Now, after you do the test, then you know what I mean, right? Okay, so basically you get only 4 letters, not 8. Yeah, 4 letters with the percentage. The higher percentage will be the one that is actually you. Yeah, let's say for example, E and I. You score higher percentage in I, meaning you are more introverted, yeah, more private. Yeah, same goes to the other dichotomies, right? And then, of course, then we have lastly the sharing and discussion. If we have time, sorry.
Stephanie, are you moving the slide because we are seeing the main one without the slideshow?
Oh, my
Mm.
slide is already
We
moving.
we still
Wait.
at the first slide.
See the first slide.
I think you share the one
I
in
share
the
again.
main
I
one.
share again.
You
Okay.
have to share the slideshow.
So if I just testing now, so if I press this one, what do you see?
Yeah, we are seeing the main one, not the one that slideshow.
You are
You know
still
the
seeing not the main one.
we are
I
seeing the
mean, you're still
main
seeing the
one.
slideshow, not the main one, the front, not this one, the daikon agenda. I'm at
Yeah,
the.
Steph, we are
mm,
seeing the agenda. You need to change it to the slide presentation mode.
I pressed F5 already, so it's not showing, right?
It is showing, but you need to change it to presentation mode.
Is it working now?
I mean,
If I move,
it's on the page where the agenda is. I think it's
so
all right if you try to change to another
yeah,
slide.
I have pressed the next one. I can see now, but can you see it?
Yes, we can. I'm not sure about others, but
So it's
I
about the
think it's
MBTI instrument now, is it?
oh no,
Still no. See the agenda page.
yeah.
I think you are sharing the wrong screen.
I am sharing the wrong click.
Yeah, you shared the wrong screen.
Uh,
You got 2 screen, right?
no lah. Okay, I stop share. I share
Uh-huh.
again. Yeah, I choose that one lah. There's only one here. Oh.
Can you share your?
Yeah, this is the one that I'm sharing. If I go to, so what do you see now? Agenda page, yeah, and then the other small miniature slides on my left, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so if I go to slideshow, right, agenda, you don't see the miniature on the
Yeah.
left.
We don't see the slideshow.
Okay.
But we
So-
only see the one that the first one, not the slideshow. We see the main PowerPoint.
The beginning, not the agenda slide.
It's, it is the agenda slide, but we don't see the slideshow mode.
I press forward. Okay, moving to the next slide. Do you see a change to the
No.
next slide?
No.
No.
So if something is wrong with my laptop. Okay.
But it's okay. I think you don't need to do a slideshow lah. From the main one, can
Yeah,
you?
because they asked me to return this and get a new laptop. So it's working here, but for some reason I can't do that when
Okay.
So meaning
Finish.
I have to show you all like this, right? So you
Yeah,
see the
this one.
miniature on the left, lah.
Yes, correct.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's move on then. Right, so we were at here, I was saying that yes, to get to know ourselves better, then only we are able to gauge people around us, yeah, to help ourselves and also to help the others, yeah, people around us like spouse, students, our boss, colleagues, and all that, right? So the agenda introduction, you will be given a link, and then at the end, sharing Q&A and that sort of, right? So yes, it's not a test, right? I was about to say that it's just a exercise and activity, just do the questions, yeah, whatever that you feel best, yeah, that is you, right? Pick the answer that is best represent you. When you look at here, it looks only at normal behavior. So try to relax, I know this is a marking period, okay, it's a bit hard. Right. Try to not think of all the work because it will actually change your letter. Because I myself made a mistake when I did the test. Yeah, then I asked my coach. So my coach explained. So your normal behavior, which means that you should actually try to imagine maybe you're in a holiday, like at Langkawi facing the beach, forget about the word KDU for that, right? So just look at the question, how would you normally behave? Yeah, so that answer the question, right? Now, first choice, meaning you cannot choose, you must answer all questions given, even though it's free link, yeah, answer all. So it will take approximately 5 to 10 minutes, depending on each and individual, right? It doesn't matter, I'll give you 10 minutes. If you do need more time, just let us know, yeah, right? We will wait for all to return, then we have a discussion, right? So there's no right, wrong answer, like I say, yeah? So pick the best answer that represent you. There's you, right? Okay. There are no good, bad types. So at the end, you get the 4 letters. Yeah. So don't try to be, some of you, 3 of you or 4 or 5 of you say that, you heard of it. Some of you even tried or did that before, so do not try to manipulate. There's no good and bad types. Yeah. It's just basically, it's just your innate ability, right? So hopefully at the end, you get to know yourself better and you're able to, like help the others in terms of, like communication, making better decisions, and the rest, right? So this is actually very popular, according to my coach, because this slide is given by the company, right? So I'm keeping this, right? So according to them, it's used by many, many countries, and they even show a map. So yeah, Malaysia is here, right? But after I got certified, I actually Google, right? Google to confirm. You can still Google to confirm. I found out they are criticism, right? Some will say that this is not as useful compared to the other innate profiling tests and all that. So you can, like explore and find out others, profiling tests, to get to know, more about yourself and about the others also, right? Now, if you have time, we can actually move on to the other one that is also popular. Some of the companies in Malaysia, right, indeed, they will actually ask the candidates at the interview stage, not doing MBTI, but they will ask them to do the DISC, yeah? So we can explore that a little bit, yeah, after, if you have time, right? If not, you can do the free test also, right? Okay, so this is actually MBTI was actually improved, right, by Catherine and also Isabel, yeah, the mother and daughter, right, based on the Carl Jung's work, yeah, many years ago, right? So they improve it. So this MBTI is born, right? Now I highlight the word here, innate preferences. Yeah, so pick the answers according to your preference. Then you'll be able to identify whether you are I, E, S, T, and J, and T, and all that, right? So it's not a test. It doesn't measure how intelligent, it doesn't measure anything else, but it's just to tell you your innate preferences in different environment, in different situation, right? Yeah, because you see here, shaped by environment, yeah, family, country, the culture. Sometimes if you are, some of you, yeah, when you are a student, you study abroad. So to adapt better into the environment in the university, yeah, among your friends, your letter may change because you need to survive, yeah. When you return home, then maybe when you do the test again, you know, the environment, the work environment, you know, all that, the culture. Yes, sometimes, you know, slight changes here and there, right, to fit in, yeah. But again, yes, what is your preference, yeah? Okay, let's have the very first activity, right? If you have a piece of paper, pen, I need you to perhaps just sign, yeah, with your normal hand. Just sign, right? And pretty easy, right? Yeah. So most of us would sign with the right hand, yeah. Most of us lah, right? So we're not going to that, the left brain and the right brain and all that, right? Okay, so most of us sign, yeah, the normal hand, very easy. Now I want you to try to sign with another hand, the other hand, right? So try to do that. And how do you find that? So I'm just go to your session to have a chit chat with you all. So how do you all find about the signing with another hand? Yes. Sharina said difficult. Yes. Yeah. Right. If you are going to sign using the other hand, the chat will definitely bounce. Right. Okay. But awkward. Yes. Yeah. My students say impossible, miss. Impossible, miss. Right. Coming back to still sharing. Yeah. Okay. Now, why this exercise? Right. When I was at this workshop, right, one of the candidate, yeah, we attend the course, right? So one of the candidates, a she, yeah. So she had a small accident, yeah. So that incident itself actually had somehow, you know, like not to say injured or whatsoever, or impaired whatsoever, but her right hand, her normal usual hand, no longer have the power to carry heavy stuff. Then she started to learn to use the other hand. Yeah. So at the training that time, 2009, she actually shared this with all of us. Yeah, there were 25 of us, yeah, 25 students attend the coursework. So she shared, you know, after some time, yeah, she was able to at that time, she, you know, can use her left hand, the other hand, yeah, almost like the right hand, yeah, right. So I'm sure all of you have seen or read, yeah, right, people that, you know, like injured, yeah, you know, arms, legs, and all that. Given time, given the willpower, eventually, if you practice, yeah, baby steps, yeah, daily and all that, eventually your the other hand or arm or, you know, foot and all that is able to, you know, perform, yeah, as good, you know, as well compared to your normal, yeah. But then again, what I'm trying to highlight and share here is, given a choice in any kind of situation, environment, how you normally behave, right, is your normal preference. That is your innate ability. So today you are going to find out from the test, the free test, your innate preferences, right? So this is the link, right? I want you to open a new browser, copy this whole thing. I'm going to share in the chat there so that you can copy the whole thing. And then let's try this test, right? So it's 2:50 now. Let's come back at 3. Shall we? All right. So new browser, copy, and do this test. Yes. Be yourself. Hi. Are we all done? 16. One is missing. Okay. So do you all have enough time or some time to read more about yourself? All right. Sarina and Suada, so you agree with the scores, with the percentage, the 4 letters? Was it expected or what? I'm not sure. Oh, INTP. Oh, okay. Almost like me. As expected. Okay, was a little bit surprised with the results. All right, okay. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 have completed. So meaning the others are still doing it. Right. So we can have a chit chat until the rest return. Right. As expected, meaning you have done it before, right? Let me go back. Knew about it, but not yet explore. Okay, yeah. So Hada, okay, so right. But E is INTB, P, T. Right, so we have past one done. Charlie, quite accurate. That's good to know. If you feel that it's not accurate, yeah, not correctly reflecting you, you can ask, you can have a discussion, yeah, right? So I can explain to you, like I asked my coach last time, why is it different? Because when we took the course, right, we have to do online. Then when we attend physically the course, right, the paper was given lesser questions, yeah. So the outcome was different. So I asked my coach why. That's why I learned the mistakes. Yeah, the mind has to be like, like when I was rushing for things, right? At the time I was doing online things, I was rushing. So then therefore, the last letter is different from the usual me. Yeah, right. So the normal behavior is very important. Yeah, no problem. Right. So we have not even half. Okay, 17. We are back. Meaning the rest are still trying to complete, right? Yeah. They have to think. This one, don't think so much. Just be yourself. Yeah. Right. Should I choose this one? This one? Yeah. Right. Okay. Never mind. Maybe some people, like they need some time, a little bit more time, right? Chi Ming. Yes. Yeah. Do you agree? Okay. Susie done. All right. So let's give them some time, right? We are going to have a sharing session. Yeah. So if you feel comfortable to share, um, don't share the whole thing. Don't share the 4 letters. Share one by one. Then nobody will remember. Yeah, right. If you feel comfortable, then you can share the whole thing. No issue, right? So basically, yeah, if you don't want to, if you feel totally not, like it's completely private, it's okay. No issue, right? You don't have to. Yeah, right. Yeah. Um, your free will, yeah, right? Okay. So the first letter we are moving forward to is the E versus I, right? So a lot of people, before they have done this test, right, even I ask my students, yeah, I'm teaching outcome these subjects. Every semester since 09, I will ask my students to do this free test. Right. So I will ask the students, what is your perception of the I, the introverted, or the perception of extroverted, right? Normally, the students would say the I people very shy lah, they don't talk much lah. E people always talk non-stop lah, talk all the time talking. But that's not the truth, I people do talk. E people also can be the quiet time. Sometimes also certain situations, certain people, certain function, they just do not talk. They want to see first. But most of the time, it's true. They talk more than the I people. But the I people do talk. They are not shy. E people are also shy people. I people, not all I people are shy. You agree with me? For the I people, For the E people, the I meaning the I introverted and the E is the extroverted, right? Okay, so you don't have to tell me whether you and E and I, because I don't even see all the faces. I only see two. Yeah, I don't know all of you, right? I know myself, my colleagues. Other than that, right? So do you agree or not? Yeah, the I people, are you shy? The E people, are you not shy at all? The others are still doing? What do you think? Selective, yes. Yeah, right? So that is the wrong perception of how people judge. Introverted, shy. E, no. E people also got shy people. I people, not all are shy people. Yeah, right? It depends on the situation, depending on the environment, who you're with, right? Yeah. If I people, if you're with your best friends, good friends, yeah, your buddy, your gang together. Yeah, of course, the I people gang tend to be smaller compared to the E people's gang. Yeah, right? We'll come to that part later, right? Okay. Um, are we all done here? All 17 plus minus 16? I'm still waiting for everybody to complete to move back to the slides. Yeah. You also need to check the percentage, yeah, while waiting for the rest to return, right? So it's basically like a spectrum, yeah. You can see the E and the I, and then there's a percentage, right? Of course, the higher the percentage, the better reflection of your innate ability or preferences, right? But how high? 70 and above is extremely high. Yeah. Of course, I also have seen until now to date, since 2009 until today, I have only encountered one student, one subject, 88%, but not the first letter, the first dichotomy is the third one, the T and the F, yeah, 88%, very high. Very rare, yeah, right? So 70 something is considered high, yeah. 70 and above, yeah, you will actually see the attributes, yeah, your preferences is very much, like can tell already. People, that do not know you can actually see the pattern and identify your preference already. But if you're in between 50 something, 40 something, 50 something, 60 something, you can switch easily, yeah. Remember the signature writing with the right hand, sorry, the writing with the normal hand on the other hand, yeah? So it's easily switched between 50 something, yeah, 60 something slightly, but 70 and above, 80, yeah, is very visible already, yeah, from by the people around you, right? Of email. Are we all done here? Can we proceed to the slides? Everybody completed or still need more time or they are still doing? Are we all done? This is 308. Yes. Susie, yes, I get you. Yeah. Then yes. The rest E S F J. All right. And now finally finished, right? Okay. How extra? What do you mean by extra? Oh, extroverted. Okay. Extra. ISTJ. Okay. ISTJ. Okay. Right. Uh, Not thinking of work. I hope those of you who score, the last letter J. So far, I only see all J. Wow. Not thinking of work. It's exam time. Yeah, marking period. Why so many J? I N F J. Oh, J. No P. Anyone at the end, last letter P? Like I say, only one so far. Yeah. Yeah. Yo pa E. Only one P. But if you find that to want to confirm, later there's an exercise to verify, to help you to verify. Yeah. But after the exercise, at the end of the course, right, today you want to try again. End of semester, yeah, right, August, September, before the term starts, you can try it again to see and check whether the last letter is still stays at J. Yeah, because that's yeah, right. When you are, like pressure, like a lot of work, deadlines and all that. So it's, it can change, right? Okay, shall we move to the slides? We have half of the class. The rest are still working on the questions, I believe. Because the previous time, I give them like 10 minutes, but they return like 6, 7 minutes, very quick, very fast, finished, completed. So yeah, maybe this time round we have more, yeah, 17 of you. So 20 minutes. We move to the slides, right? Let's close this chat session. Okay. Right, the first letter, EI. What is the focus? How you can tell? It's not whether you are a shy person or you are a very loud person, no, right? But well, overall, if you compare the two, yes, E tend to be louder than the I, but it doesn't mean that the I do not shout or loud. I also can be loud, yeah. Depends on the situation, who they're with, and what kind of situation. If they really want something badly, they can be loud too, the I people, right? So it depends whether they want something bad enough, right? So exactly what is that? Is their energy, the focus of the energy, right? So the E people tend to their focus, they need the energy from the external, whereby the I people, they tend to reflect more, the internal reflection, right? So this session, the focus is more to help your students, to understand your students, right? So if you see students sitting alone, right, do not jump to conclude that they are definitely I. It could be, so it's for you to find out. It could be because they are new. Students sometimes in the class, they come from different cohorts, so it's for you to identify, yeah? But if they have if they're in the same cohort and they prefer to sit alone, the chances are this student is I, yeah, right, introverted, right? But if they do not know anyone, or maybe they transfer from another institution and they do not know anyone from this cohort, they're from different cohort, and their friends are not here, they're taking this subject, maybe because they're repeating the subject, maybe because they want to move ahead, yeah, their friends are taking 4 subjects, they're taking 5, 6 subjects, so they are alone in this class. Then therefore they may be alone. They may appear to be alone, but they may not be an I, right? So you have to be careful on that, right? To gauge, right? Now, the I people sometimes, yes, because they do not know anybody. It's also because the personality also. Like I said, this is only to find out your preference. Yeah, it's not a test. It's not to measure your intelligence and not to measure your language barrier. A lot of other reasons. Yeah, why the students sit alone. So you need to gauge whether this student that is sitting alone need help in groups formation for group assignment. So you have to check whether this student is I or not I, or need help or not, right? Okay. For the E, usually you see them, like, oh, very noisy, very talking. Some of them so extreme that they will even started to talk to you before you even, like say, first day, you say hi, my name is Miss Stephanie. They're already starting asking questions and all that. So that's typical E students, right? So in the workforce, yeah, in the work environment, the workplace setting, also sometimes you see your colleagues that are very loud, certain people that are, more quiet. You can also gauge that from there, right? So yeah, show you the energy, right? The level, yeah. So the E people need energy from outside, yeah. Even if they are studying, yeah, they cannot sit still, yeah. They would need if they're in the preparing for exam, yeah, then they may need a window to look outside. Anything, a bird fly through, so they will like, oh, what is that and all that, yeah, keep a bit and all that. So that's a typical E students, whereby the I student, they can really focus. That's why I say reflect, yeah, reflect. They are better able to reflect better. However, The disadvantage, that is the E, they tend to jump, yeah, plunge into decision too quickly. Yeah. To warn the E student, that is think a little longer before you make decision. Yeah. Think of the consequences and all that before you make your decision. Don't jump and make a decision so fast. Usually I'll tell the I, okay, don't reflect too long. And reflect, keep thinking and thinking. Think too long, you think too long, you think too long. All your friends already move on. Yeah? You're still thinking whether to go or not to act. Please think faster. Yeah, act. Yeah, right. For some of the students also, because of their reflection, yeah, they need the energy only from within themselves. Yeah, they do not need to explore outside. Now, do not jump to conclude again they are not curious about the world and outside. I people can be highly curious. They are very focused in something, a few hobbies, a few interests that are really, really, high level. Yeah, you'll be surprised when you talk to the I students, right? They are very good at something that they are, really, really curious in. Yeah, they continue to read, they continue to research, continue to, join courses, whatever, like workshop and all that. They are, like really explore into the area, that field that they're really interested in. That is a typical I. Whereby if you talk to an E students, they seem to know everything. This one also they know. This one also they know, Y also they know, space also they know, universe also they know, physics also they know. But if you talk more, the level is very shallow. Yeah, so there's a typical E students and the I student. Yeah, right. Any questions so far? Yeah, I will stop and check. Yeah, otherwise we go too far. In case if you want to ask something, I also want to confirm whether we have everybody completed and returned. Anyone would like to share questions? I people also tend to be more private. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that they do not have friends, because they are more private, they are more uh, private, right? Do not share everything to everybody, like they are, do they have a social platform? Maybe, yeah. But even though if they have a social platform, yeah, whether it's Twitter or Insta, if they have, they only share to a certain group of people. Yeah, very private still. Yeah, very private. To them, they do not simply just like call someone a friend. Compared to a E, yeah, E tends to like met someone at the bus stand, instantly join and add them to the like the friends group or the social, the Facebook or whatsoever, the Insta and all that, right? So that is, oh, my friend say this, my friend say that. How long have you met this person? Oh, 2 months ago, 3 weeks ago, or just yesterday. So that's the typical E. But for an I, because of their preferences, yeah, so they take many years, yeah, at least 2-3 years to build the friendship. Yeah, right. So if you're an I think you know what I'm saying. Yeah, right. So 2-3 years to make friend, yeah, to build, the friendship, right? But these friends that they're built, right, last forever. These are the very good friends. Yeah, true friends last forever. That's how they build the friendship. Yeah, right. So every phase, yeah, every maybe change job, maybe different phase in their life and all that. So they make 2-3 friends, 2-3 friends, 2-3 friends. So basically they accumulate. So if you compare the E and the I students tend to have like this, like one friend, always one friend. After graduate, maybe still keep in touch with the one friend. But the E students, you like a lot of friends. Yeah. So that's the difference between the I and the E. You agree with me? Let me go back and see how many E and how many I. So far, I've not seen E. I see a lot of I. I. Yeah, I see one E here. Yes, Hazim is E. Yeah, E. Hazim, you have a lot of friends. Trusting, never check receipt upon payment. Neither. Scammers, true. No problem. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it'll be recorded. Yeah, all right. So that's the typical E and the I. Yeah, right. So for the I, yeah, reflect lesser, make decision quicker. Yeah, for the E, tell them to hold, yeah, right. Think of the consequences before you jump to conclude, before you act. Sometimes they act too fast, right? So yes, yeah, you notice this one your colleague, yeah. So this one is colleague lah, right? Just to share, right? So you will have like maybe a boss, your colleague, or your PL, for example, yeah. If they write email, they communicate lesser. They prefer writing. That is also a typical I, yeah, right. The E people who like to talk, they prefer talk. They will just go to your cubicle and start talking, yeah, right. Or if you have a door, an office, right, they will just bang, open, everyone start talking already, yeah, before the door is actually, like fully open, yeah. That's a typical E, yeah, right. So that's why people tend to judge the E is very loud. Yeah, they're singing, sometimes they're dancing, all that in the office and all that. Yeah, I people, like sad to say that even if they leave, sometimes nobody will notice that. So that's a typical I, right? So E versus I. Let's move on to share some of the slides I have for you. Right. So yes, the very first clause, yeah, attuned to the external environment in their inner world, right? So preference in terms of E is talking, yeah, but the I people tend to prefer writing, yeah. So I also tell my students, yeah, future leaders, please do not send long emails. Please send email, yes, if you have complex, very tedious instructions, but also go out and talk to your colleagues, your subordinates, especially if you're a leader, right? If you are, if you don't care about and all that promotion, fine. But then again, yeah, right, yeah. So yes, reflecting too much, right? Okay. Mental practice, yeah. In depth, you see that the interest, very focused, yeah, right. Very private and contained, yeah. You knock on the door, they'll ask you what you want. Okay, close the door. Yeah, that's a metaphor, right? So moving to the next one is, this is a summary. The next dichotomy is the S and N, right? So the S and N, yes. What do you find out about the S and N? What is your perception? S, N. Let me go back to look at your chit chat with y'all. All right. So who are S here? N, quite a number of N. Karen is S. Azim S. Yes. Okay. Now the N people is more imaginative, able to link and think beyond compared to the S, right? Now, because of their ability, and I do not know how the brain actually shapes you, yeah, your innate preference, right? So the N students, N students are able to see a holistic view, right? The S student, they need extra help. Now, what do I mean by that? In my autumn class, usually I'll ask them to do the test. If I have a lot of S students in that cohort, I have to repeat several times to help them to link from my previous lecture to this lecture and link to the next lecture. And I have to keep telling them that, I cannot teach this subject in one day, but it's all linked. It's breakdown to chapters, it's breakdown to weekly and all that, yeah, right? But they're all linked. But the N student, they are able to link them by themselves, right? So if you have a lot of N students, you find that, or personally, from my experience, I find that it's much easier to actually teach them, right? But the S students, right, because they do not see the holistic view, they are not able to link, yeah, right? So then you need to guide them, extra help, like I say, yeah. And also maybe because of the language barrier, sometimes you have to repeat, sometimes I have to repeat several times, so this one, previous chapter, what did we cover, how does it link to this part, how is this part now, it's going to link to the next week, when I talk about next week, then I again link to, previously 2 weeks ago, and then last week, and then this week, you know how it is linked. So this is the S students, this is how you need to, so they go to the specific, right, whereby the N, yes, they are able to do the link that, intuitive, The S stand for what? The 5 senses, Yeah, whatever they see, hear, and all that, those are the five senses. The N is actually what your gut's feeling, your sixth sense. Right? True or not? Tell me. Are you able to see the holistic view? Top down and then zoom. So the N people. The S people go zoom. True. Good to know. Only one say true, the rest not sure. Okay, let me share with you the slides. All right. So the S, yeah, those people that prefer sensing, yeah, the five senses, yeah. So this is your intuitive, yeah, your sixth sense. That's why I always tell the students, sixth sense. Have you seen the movie Sixth Sense? Yeah, but that's not about the movie, yeah. So this is your sixth sense, your guts feeling, right? Okay. So in comparison, yeah. So yes, yeah, the S on your left, the N on the right, yeah. Future possibilities, creative, imaginative, right? They are able to what? Identify patterns and link. Yeah, right? Okay. Able to draw conclusion. Yeah, the hunches is actually what? The guts feelings, right? Yeah, able to clarify ideas. Yeah, inspiration. Yeah, see the S on the other side. Now, like I said from the very beginning, this is not to measure your intelligence, not a test. It's just your preferences in that situation, how you react. Yeah, right. People around you, how would you react? Now, this is basically how you receive information. The very first dichotomy is basically what? How you communicate. Yeah, right? Okay, so this is receiving perceived information, right? So imagine your student. So you can actually apply to the workplace, yeah, your colleagues, your boss, you know, you can take it home also, yeah, to analyze, yeah, my child, yeah, I have a daughter, so analyze my child, yeah, right, my husband, yeah, how, yeah, talk to him. Is he paying attention? Why is he not able to understand? Yeah, right. So it basically, yeah, right. Okay. So this is the diagram to show you, right? This is the summary of the whole thing, the earlier one. Okay. Anything you want to check, confirm, share before we move on to the third pair? Dr. Long seems to be sharing the same thing. Okay. The rest, we will move on to the third dichotomy, that is the T and the F, right? So this is the one that I shared with you just now. I came across only so far one student, right? 88% F. She cried in my class. I was thinking, oh my God, what did I do? What did I say that trigger? Then I found out that, oh, okay, 88%. That's the reason why she, like tear in the class, right? So the next pair is, yes, TF. What are yours? Let me share. Let me check. Let me find out. Asking. Oh, you're asking, not sharing. Dr. Law, what's your question? Never check. This one is nothing to do with whether you are, because if you think of the Dr. Law, let me just go back. You were asking question, what was that you are? Now, just like I mentioned, the I versus E, yeah, so that is communication. Remember the earlier slides, if you joined earlier the beginning, the first few slides that I shared, right? So that is basically in communicating. You communicate how people perceive you, basically your communication, right? So the second pair, right, is receiving information, perceiving, receiving information, right? Dr. Law, did I answer your question? It's not actually answering your question, but it's actually not related to whether, like checking, pay, receive, and all that. Yeah. But I do know that if you are, some of you, when you, your IKEA product DIY, yeah, right? So sometimes some of you, you bought the benches, the cabinets and all that, right? So how many of you, but it also depends on other your personality and other skill set also, yeah. Some people are just born with very good in, you know, like assemble all these things. Some people are just not, right? But during the course, my coach actually used this example. I think someone must have asked a question, right? So the IKEA, you know, the DIY thing, if you do not need to refer to the manual, yeah, to check how to do this and that and all that, you are able to assemble this all by yourself. So you are more inclined towards N. All right. Yeah. So we have here TFT. Yes. Yeah. So how high is your F? Not 88%. I think nobody has ever, you know, able to, you know, like beat this Miss Tanya, my student. I still remember her name because she cried in my class. I was thinking 88%. Yeah, right. So how high is the F? Not 88, not beyond 88, 70 and above is already high. Yeah, right. T, Chi Ming, how high is the T? Is it 70% and above or below 70? Let me type it as 70. Yeah, so is it above 70 or below 70? Below. Okay, below is not so bad. The reason why, let me tell you, because sometimes people do judge, right? So we judge the others, people around us also judge us. Yeah. So if your T is very high, extremely high, you have to be mindful when you say something, make decision, right? So this one basically, right, people will actually yes, judge. If you're too high a T, then you have to be very careful. Yeah. Later you do the activity, then you get to know you understand what I'm saying. No problem. Yeah. Charlie, no problem. Go ahead. Have fun in your meeting. We have the F. How high is your F? Hopefully not too high. %59%. Oh, it's fine. 59% is fine. Okay. Still easily, you know, like cross over to the other side. Yeah. 50 something. Right. Let me tell you why. 79% is very high. 7% T or F. Dr. Law. Dr. Law. I'm trying to scroll up to find you. 79% T, F, Dr. Law. People must love you. I go to the slides, I show you why. Yeah. So the T people, this is how the others judge the T or well, perceive the T. Let me go to, yeah, thinking, feeling, right? See or not, the second last, tender-hearted, 79%. Wow. Everybody loves you. Am I right? Yeah. If your T is very high, that's why I want to say, you know, like if your T is very high, when you make decision, you have to be very kindful of the people because people will think that heartless, this one. Not being considerate, you know, not thinking of the others and all that. Yeah. But it's not. This is just factual, right? It's just based on whatever, you know, like, you know, but yes, appear to be tender-hearted, appear to be tough-minded, right? So yes, the T people, right, always look at the facts, factual. This one is more able to, you know, empathize, feel for the others, right? So you will see, of course, today's session, I will not go into your occupations and all that. Yeah. So nurses and all that. So basically teachers and all that, you know, usually will be, you know, fit into the high Fs, that kind of, you know, like occupation, right? Yeah. So yes, on people, harmony, interaction, compassionate, yeah, tender-hearted, right? So fair to be, yeah, right? So this one, T, just to share with you, there's one time I have this class, yeah. So happened, never happened, this one time only. The class divided into half. T one group, F one group, and both not high, but high enough. They argue in the class, in my class, yeah, in the middle of my, like sharing of this profiling test. So the T said, "Why you like that?" F said, "Why you like that?" No, they were started to argue. Then I have to stop them. So there's a typical T and an F, yeah, right? So yes. So if you have colleagues that are T, right? So not because they are not thinking of the others, not able to feel for the others, but they are looking in at the more rational, logic, business sense. Put it this way, yeah. To survive in the business environment, sometimes their profit dollar sign is still very crucial, yeah, right. But the F people, they will look into, like if you, like then what will happen, yeah, right. So yeah, so they will look into, like other issues, yeah. That's typical T and F. The 59 is safe, very safe, right? Let's move on to the last letter, the J and the P. So yes, just now I saw P. Oh, T 90%, huh? Am I right? Your colleagues, your friends, your family members even. Sometimes, you will come across people say you heartless. Did they say that to you? To your face? Huh? Hope not, but yeah. People do judge. Don't know. Okay, maybe you are you an I? The first letter is the first letter I. That's why you say don't know because you never share. That's why people don't know. Yeah, but the E people will already voice out. They're more vocal, outspoken. So then people will hurt. Then they will say, huh. Yeah, I people just, like very quiet, very private. Yeah, right. Keep most of the things to yourself. Still reflecting, maybe. Yeah, right. Yes. So yeah, my wife will be jealous. Okay. Right. Now the last letter, right? I always check 3 times. Yeah, my students, right? J and P. If in that cohort, I have a lot of J students, very good. I don't have to remind and keep reminding the students deadline, submission, send me the work, let me check, and all that. They will come to me, yeah? Third week, come to me, every class and show me, Miss Stephanie, this one journal correct, this one correct. How to do like that? Miss, can you look at my slide? Is it correct? Yeah? So there's a typical J, very high J. Yeah, P, until the very end, you have to send 3 reminders and come and show you the FYP. Submit already next week, haven't done. Yeah, so that's typical P, right? So that's P versus J. So I have to check 3 times. Who are the J students? Who are the P students? If it's a group assignment, especially, I will tell the J students, okay, tone down a little bit, tone down a little bit, yeah, don't kill the P. And I will tell the P students, okay, yeah, start early, yeah, right, so that you all don't argue with the J in the group, yeah, so that's a typical J and a P, yeah. But again, like I say, it depends on the percentage also, right? If it's too high, then, yes, argument can occur, right? Let's move on to the slides. So you have the last dichotomy, the J and the P. So who are the J and who are the P? Your boss are not here, right? See, I love this chart, this diagram. The J people has a to-do list from very young, right? Yeah, so they know 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, sleep, lights off, that's it. Yeah, right. Whatever happened will not change. Rain or snow or whatever, yeah, right. Flooded also, I have to leave, okay, right. So that is that, right. But the P people plan to go to Ipoh, eat tau fu fa, char kway teow, ended up in I don't know where, yeah, maybe end up in Klang or like cheras, satay or bak kut teh or whatever and all that. So it's a typical P, right? So yes, very impromptu lah, basically. Yeah. Pros and cons. Yeah, right. Yeah. right? So you have a J students. That's why I told the J students, yeah, okay, start a little slower. Wait for the P. The P students, could you please start slightly early? Don't wait until the very last minute, right? The board is not going to wait for you, right? So that's a typical J and P, right? Spontaneous, yeah? If you tell the F student, sorry, the P student, if you tell the feedback, yeah, feedback to the P students, right? This one wrong. No, this one no. Yeah, this one also no. This one you have to redo this part. Yeah, right. Yeah. You know, 3/4 of your work you need to redo. Yeah, the J student will jump, will be very upset, but the P student, because of their very nature, they tend to embrace better than the J student. Yeah, right. Yeah. So same lah, goes to your colleague lah. Yeah. So basically, yes. Yeah, right. So the P's and to, yeah, they in fact they enjoy, yeah, the flexibility. Yeah, right. They enjoy the very last minute thing, and then eventually they get it done. They feel like very great about themselves. That's a typical P. Yeah. But then again, like I say, depend on the percentage. How high is your percentage, whether you're a P or whether you're a J, right? So yes, let's move on to have the chit chat. So who are the P? My 53%. Okay. Not so bad. Yes, in between. Yeah, right. J, Susie, yes. Yeah. None of our bosses are here, so we can share openly. 85% J. Is it truly you? Yeah, right? Is it truly you? You know why? Because when I did my online test, I was a J. But when I did the paper test at the workshop, the paper lesser question, yeah, but the paper stated I was a P. So I asked my coach why. Because remember when I was doing the online test, I was in the middle of something and then they sent me something, I had to do this. So I thought I had to rush. So I was just like, so yeah. So you can, yes, yeah, you can, when you have a more relaxed mode, yeah, environment, yeah, after the marking period and all that, yeah, right? Maybe when you go on a trip, yeah, you can, do that again and see what happened, yeah? So the J and the P. I have students also ask me, why is the last time I did this with another lecturer, why this one is different? Then I have to explain to that, right? Okay. So another thing is actually the IE sometimes can change. Last letter, yeah, the dichotomy P and also J, yeah, but in between, very rare. Yeah, very rare. Yeah. So now you move on to the activities now to confirm, right? So to help you to not to say confirm 100%, like I said, this is a free test. Yeah, the questions is very limited, but at least with the activities, hopefully you are able to slightly more assured that you are actually which are the 4 letters, right? Let me click on the first letter. Sorry, first activity. Okay, this one EUI, I'm going to split it. I'm going to skip it. Yeah, the EI questions, I'm going to skipping it. So I'm going to do this one. Yes. So this is actually for you to identify or confirm the second dichotomy. I'm going to try to make this larger. Let me know whether it's actually working or not. Oops, no, goes back to the original. So I can't do. Right. ISD already sent me the email asking me to return this one, everything with the bag, the whatever. They're going to give me a new laptop, my laptop for ya already. So, so I think I cannot make this. Can I make it higher percentage? 66%. Can I make it bigger? I think I can here. 100. Okay, much better. Okay, another way. Right. Yeah. Look at this. This, according to my coach, was a painting hang in his office in Singapore. Right? So what do you think? Can you see the painting? Check. Okay, you can see. Purple law, a cat. Are you S? The second letter, are you S? Second letter is S? No, second dichotomy. The TF is your N. Go back. What is your first impression? What do you think? Right? You see this, is it? Yeah, my students say fox, dog, cat, all kind of animals. Anyone else? What do you think? Fishing village. Artistical. Okay. A mouse. Let me see. I never heard this from my students. Got mouse. I have student told me got a human, orang asli, avatar, a horse, a donkey. Yeah, these are all the things. But what is that you all feel about this painting? The rest, a man, the soldier. I think the man and the soldier is what my students saw as the orang asli, right? The avatar. Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyone saw the horse or the donkey? No, this picture, this painting, basically, if you have an impression, if you have a story from the top down, holistic view, then zoom, right? So you are typical N. So it's confirmed, right? But if you look, first thing that you explore and go in to look at the, here, there, and all that, right? Not the overview, not the impression of the whole painting, yeah? Wow, end of the world, for example, so polluted or whatsoever. So that is an impression, overview, top down. So that's typical N. But if you go like here, it's the typical S. Right? So let me go back to you, right? So some of you claim that you are N or not, for you to judge. Yeah, some of you did the test, right? So the test say S. True or not? So if your score is N, percentage is high, you should be getting an impression. Yeah, overview. Like I said, end of the world. Cited my coach said, end of the world, like global warming. Yeah, example like this. So that is basically the true end. Yeah, remember holistic view and then go in, able to link the whole thing. Yeah, right? Patterns and all that. Yeah. But the S is more relying on the five senses. So what they see, of course, you cannot feel, hear, and taste. But yes, what you see, sight. Yeah. So oh, here, there, oh, So this painting, I love it, right? And it's 51. So what is your first impression? That's why I asked you, what do you think of this painting, right? Messy and chaotic, yes. Yeah, messy and chaotic. That's your first impression, Susie. So is your score N? Yeah, I love it too. Right. So you can confirm and check with your score, right? Okay, let's move on to the last activity of the day. That is this one. Okay. Now imagine, yeah, you're in position. Yeah, you can, like reprimand, reward, or even, like fire someone in your firm, yeah, with the authority to do that. Now your company is not doing very well, right? Recall Mars Airline during the lockdown period, yeah, have to lay off how many thousands of people, yeah, staff and all that, right? So retrench, right? So my question to you is the last point, yeah, what do you do and say to these people? No need to discuss in groups, right? Okay. I asked Zoom, then I can divide you all into group, but then later I check 2 hours, never mind, just do Teams, right? Okay, yeah. So yes, what would you do and what would you say to them? Disorganization. All right. Yes, this is the last activity. So you are in position, yeah, but your firm is really in bad shape. So yes, no choice. Yeah, you have to opt to release some of this stuff, right? But my question to you is how you do that and what you say to these people, right? Sherry, anyone? Seek understanding. Very neutral. Seek understanding exactly what do you mean, right? Ah, rationality. So I guess you're a T. So this is the class that I share with you. We have so happened in that cohort, that class, the T and the F will argue in my class. I have to stop them, right? And there's this Miss Tanya from a diploma class cry in my class after I asked her to do this. Is there anything that I can contribute? Yes, what would you do? Susie? Sorry, Shahada, what would you do if you're in position to lay off, to ask these people to go? Ha ha ha, total law. Huh? So, what would you do? So my Miss Tanya, 88% F. So she cried in the class. While I was, like waiting for the answer from, like students, yeah, right? So what would you do if you're the HR manager? You need to let go this employee, the staff, right? So she started crying. Then I found out that, oh, okay, right. Then her two friends sitting next to her and then try to, like calm her down, right? Yes, that is a typical F, right? So the exercise, she is already really into the situation, right? So imagine that. Of course, I have a class that's the T were saying that, like we are not making profit. So just tell them, issue a memo and, a letter and then, yeah, off you go, right? Last day and all that, maybe, give them, I don't know, something. But the F group of students were like, how can you be so heartless? They contributed, they may be there, so the whole class was actually arguing. There's a one situation and a one time that I encountered. So happened that we have strong groups that can argue, the two teams, right? Yeah. So yes. Anybody? Ha, say goodbye. That's a typical F answer, isn't it? Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, right. People, students that have high Fs also, they are more able to empathize. Yeah. So we all have to ask our students to do the teaching survey, yes or not. Yeah. So sometimes if you have a lot of Fs in the class, right? So you basically, want to, like, tell them, it's very important and crucial what you give me and da 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 and all that. Yes, yeah. Right. But if you have like the T and all that, is very, very, very objective. Yeah, right. There's no extra personal feelings. Yeah, right. You get what I'm saying? Yes. Give them info on temp job. Yes. Yeah, right. So Haida, you are, I think it's not very high in between your percentage. Yeah. This is Miss Yo. I have to let you go. And then can make you grow. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Nobody is crying and tearing here. Providing facts, assisting finding other jobs. Okay, right? Okay. I suppose the highest PFs here is actually what? The hugging part, 78% for today, for today's class, today's session here. All right. So basically, yes, we are done for the day. If you have anything you want to ask, you can always email or we can have a chit chat. 71 is considered quite high actually. Yeah. Huh. Surprisingly, but how are you going to say that to them? Yeah. Right? How you say it? Do you face to face talk to them, or you would? I don't think you would do issue memo or an announcement. For the F people, right? Usually they wouldn't want to do that. They want to go to the another level. They want to know, even though now we are letting you go, I still want to know the face. Who am I letting go? Am I right? That's the F people. But the T people is that, like facts is facts, money is money, to survive. Sorry. So that's typical T, right? The higher the T, the more, remember now the slides, yeah, more tough-minded, yeah. So this is how people judge T, yeah. Whereby the Fs, tender, loving care, right? Okay. No other two, yes, right. So like I said, yes, whether you are high F, high T, high N, high whatever and all that, the first activity that we have done, the beginning, writing with your normal hand and with the other hand, yeah, always baby steps, baby steps. Yeah, so yes, put your will to it. Yes, you can change. Takes time, but it is possible. It is possible, right? Okay. There's another one. We do not have time, and I'm not a certified trainer for that, but I know about that. So you can also explore free test also, VISC. So this one is more common. I also have students. I also have friends in the industry that will ask candidates at the interview to actually complete this DISC. They want to know whether you are able to fit into whatever, right? So this is another profiling test you can find out. There's another one also, maybe not so much for staff, maybe for students, strong. There's another one, John Holland. This one I'll ask my students to do, but this one, DISC, is actually useful for you, right? Okay, thank you for coming to my workshop. I hope this sharing sessions actually, benefit all of you, right? Okay, so that's all for today. So I'm just going to stay here for a while in case somebody want to stay back and ask me anything. If not, okay, enjoy your weekend. Thank you.